Sorry, I had to go run off some geese. So here's something that's hard to fathom, for me anyways. I've had this tractor for almost 9 years, and it has 766.7 hours on it. And I make mention of how long I've had this tractor, just so you know that this commentary actually has some years behind it, and it's not day one of me owning this tractor. In that 9 years or so of ownership, one thing that I think is maybe interesting this day and age, because everyone that has this tractor this size or smaller always seems to go buy one, is that I don't have a quick hitch, and I've never really felt the need to have one, which is an interesting thought, right? Because quick hitches usually make your life a whole lot better, easier. Now, I did have one for a brief period of time, probably about a month, and then I got rid of it because I hated it. Because if you've been around quick hitches and tractors for long enough, you know that it's not really a one size fits all. Quick hitches accept attachments that are quick hitch compatible. Most of my attachments are pretty old. That Gannon box blade over there is probably older than I am. Older farm equipment is not made to go onto a quick hitch. And while I knew that going in, it was way more frustrating in practice than I ever thought it could be. I think this tractor and the setup I have on here spoiled me so much that I realized it was not worth the headache. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This conversation will be specific to John Deere and this tractor here, but it's quite possible other manufacturers have features like this that I'm not aware of. This tractor has a couple features that makes hooking up implements, especially big, heavy implements, extremely easy when you're just doing it the old-fashioned way. Right here, it has what's called hitch assist. At least that's what I think it's called. I'm going to demo it for you here in a minute. What it allows you to do is move the tractor while you're standing back here behind it. So you can position the tractor forward or backward when you have an implement sitting right here without being in the seat. Turn this feature on. You just got to set the parking brake and hit a switch, I think. Have it in low range. And now I can stand right here and bring the entire tractor forward or backwards. Albeit slow, very slow creep. This is what you need to be able to get, up to a big heavy implement that you can't kind of kick around or move by hand. It doesn't seem like much, but to be able to move the tractor in and out to get right up to an implement is a big deal. If you have a tractor, you know that, you understand that. Another reason I'm not really a big fan of the quick hitch, when you set an implement down, you need to set it down perfectly level. Oftentimes have it up on blocking so that the quick hitch can get down low enough to release itself. And then when you go to pick it back up, again, also needs to be on level ground. I don't have a big fancy shop or a really nice, gravel place to put all my implements. They often get put out here in the barn lot or over there in the yard. And, they'll settle. It rains. The Gannon's heavy. And when I come back to it, it's not always exactly where I left it. Level-wise, that is. And so the second feature that really helps make quick hitches obsolete, in my opinion, is having rear remotes with a top link and a side link, or also known as a top and tilt kit. Check this out. But with the top and tilt kit, you can pretty much make this thing dance. Which is all good and well when you're running implements, right? But it's even great for hooking those implements up too. So you're starting to see it, and I'm going to show you in practice in just a moment. I can stand back here behind the tractor, move it forward and backward, and I can reach up here and move the top link out if I need to, or this side link down. And I actually almost completely spaced a component of all this, is that I can raise and lower both lift arms from right here as well. So I can move the whole tractor forward and backward. I can move all three arms up, down, over, however you want to do it, all from right here. We'll set the blade back here by the Gannon, and then we'll hook the Gannon up. I don't know if you can see on camera just how terribly, terribly unlevel this is. That is not even close to level. So, be perfect highlight for what we just talked about. Tell you what, I'll just go ahead and match the grade of the ground here. Wrong way. I'm gonna do this real time. I'm not going to speed it up, just so you get an idea or sense of how this thing works. Make sure this is on the outside. All right. We're already pretty well lined up here, but that arm is way lower than it needs to be, obviously. So right now we'll just raise this arm up a little bit. We'll just raise the lift arms here. All right, right now this lift arm is back too far by probably an inch. All right, that arm is in. Go over here to the other side. You can see there, we are high, and it looks like it needs to maybe come back too. Just lower it using the, yeah, it needs to come back just a hair. One thing I will say is this box blade is so heavy that I often make sure I put the tractor in four-wheel drive while I'm doing this. Otherwise, it won't be able to push it through. And the back tires will just spin on me a little bit. All right, that one's in. Now, obviously, this is not as racy, quick as a quick hitch would be if you have the right setup. But when I had that Speedco, the quick hitch would not let go of this. I could get it on there, but it was just so bulky. And unless you, like I said, had it setting up on something high, it was not working. Just couldn't do it. It's a real pain. And so now right here we're on the top link, and it is actually needing to raise the whole thing up so that the pin slot will kind of rotate backwards. So we'll just do that. I find that it's better just to kind of get it seated, and then use your hydraulic top link to. All right. Oh, just a hair more. All right. Now, good old Gannon hooked up. That now matches the plane it was on the ground, so you can see how unlevel it was. Quick hitch wouldn't have probably got that done. Another reason I really like just not using a quick hitch is that it doesn't extend everything backwards by a few inches. So if you have an implement that takes a PTO line, as soon as you set it back 4 or 5 inches, you're now gonna have to go and readjust your PTO line. Hopefully you have enough overlap and it'd be okay, but we have a tiller, for example, that I know we'd have to buy an all new PTO line to make it work, because it's already a pretty short line. And it's not just functionality as far as it not working on the Gannon and maybe working on something else, is that when you take an implement off your tractor, and let's say you don't want an implement or anything on the rear of your tractor, if you are using a quick hitch and you drop this box blade, you still have a quick hitch on. You still have something hooked to your 3-point. And I realize it's not that big of a deal, but now you got something else just hanging back here in the way. So when tractors were first built, they weren't built with 3-point hitches. They were built to use that guy right there, the drawbar. And some of us still use those. So when I go to hook up my barge wagon over there, I don't want a quick hitch getting in the way of hooking up to that drawbar. The same thing goes for a 3-point auger. When you use a 3-point auger, you replace the top link with the bar on the auger itself. So you have to take that off the tractor, but why add into the mix having to take off the quick hitch? Because you can't use a quick hitch on that. Tow, let's say you're using the drawbar to tow this big old guy. Definitely don't want a quick hitch in the way on that one. So I'm not anti-quick hitch, you know, at large, but for my setup, or for someone who has a tractor that has these kind of features, it just doesn't make any sense. The only way it would make any sense is if you're gonna go out and buy quick hitch compatible implements. And those are gonna be usually newer and a lot more expensive. Personally, I think it's really cool to go buy old farm equipment on Facebook Marketplace, or actually like that Gannon on the back of here from the farmer next door. You're gonna find better deals and likely higher quality implements by buying some of that older stuff that's been around than spending your money on new and shiny. Now I do have one thing that is kind of, call it a quick hitch adjacent for this tractor that I have not put on here yet. I have a Pat's Easy Change system, which if you're not familiar with that, it's basically 2 attachments that go on just the lower link arms. So you get under something, pick it up. I can still fix the level issue because the top link, it's all, you know, not one uniform piece. We'll see how that goes. That does extend everything back about 4 or 5 inches, I believe. But I bought that as soon as I unloaded the quick hitch because I realized that the quick hitch was not the answer. There was nothing quick about the quick hitch. If you have a 4R series or an R series tractor from John Deere that has this setup on it, I would highly advise saving your money and not using a quick hitch. Also, comment down below. I have no idea. Do other manufacturers out there have the hitch assist where you can move the tractor forward and backward from the rear? I know I've seen where you can control 3-point lift arms from the rear of the tractor, but with this setup, you can bring the whole tractor forward and backward, lift arms up and down, and then this arm also up and down, as well as the top link in and out. You can really make any adjustment you'd possibly ever need. And at some point, I plan to do a long-term review of this 4052R. Like I said, 9 years, creeping up on 800 hours. I've used it quite a bit for a lot of different things. And at this point, I think it's safe to say I have a good handle on the pros and cons of this model. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.